Hello there, it's Jacob Brooks for Ideation 500 with Dr. S. I'm going to be talking about my two ideation techniques that brought me to Jake's gym. The first one's going to be the daydreaming ideation. And a daydreaming ideation is simply just that. You sit there and you let your mind roam free. You think about anything and everything but, an idea or business venture, and it comes to you. You just let your mind wander, and things just pop into your head randomly. Whether it's a visual stimulus effect or an audio, stimulus effect. You hear, see, smell something that just makes you, trigger a memory or something of that nature, and an idea hits you. This could also be very close to accidental genius, which is some of the same type of attributes. While you're daydreaming, you could be daydreaming about a certain passion, or something you like to do, or something you want to do, and that in turn could give you an idea for a product or service. The second ideation technique was passion-focused ideation, and this had a big role in me choosing Jake's Gym for my lean canvas this week in the forum. And going to the gym is a big passion of mine. I enjoy going to work out and just uh, being active. It's also because eating is a big passion as well. So if you want to eat, and my wife's a great cook, so if you want to eat, you got to go to the gym, be fit. But the passion focused ideation, like, it really lets you take a look at something that you enjoy doing, and it's not a chore, and you can turn that into a business or product or a service to provide other people. Because if you like doing it, there's probably a lot of other people out there that enjoy doing it as well. And you just got to market to the right group. Stay tuned for my next video. Hi, it's Jake, and I'm back talking about how I use my ideation techniques to come up with the idea for Jake's Gym. So first, I'd like to start off just to recap that my two main techniques that I used were daydreaming and ideation that I defined in my previous video. So, uh, so how I use these techniques was, I in my free time, obviously my passion was going to the gym, and I would sit there in between sets and I would daydream and think about, the perfect job for me, what I wanted to do, how could I take, my passion, turn it into a service that I could give other people. And that's essentially how I came up with Jake's Gym idea. And which led me to think about, what are like the main reasons people excuse themselves from working out. And, talking to a lot of my coworkers, friends, and family, the number one excuse I always hear is, oh man, bro, I don't have time to go today. My schedule's so hectic. Like, I have this, this, and this going on, X, Y, and Z. Oh, my wife's freaking out. My dog died. My cat's litter box has to be cleaned out. But all these are excuses. There's 24 hours in a day. 30 to 60 minutes of cardio, or weight lifting or some type of resistance training is all you need. I'm not talking about encouraging members who join to come in there and spend 2.5 hours pumping hard iron every day. If that was what you're going to do, they're going to quit within a week. It's just not going to happen. Going from that sedentary couch potato lifestyle to just getting up and getting them in an atmosphere, and next to other people that want to get fit and just conduct themselves in a healthier lifestyle. The number two reason that I've heard is has to do more with the nutritional realm, which Jake's Gym wouldn't be a nutrition center, but I do believe that I would like to have nutritionists on staff, at least one, somebody certified to sit down as a dietitian, because it doesn't matter what you do in the gym. If you work out 2.5 hours a day and then eat cake and McDonald's and Taco Bell constantly, unless you're an 18-year-old kid with a super high metabolism, it's eventually going to catch up to you, and all your gains will just be lost to all that junk and crap food. So, time and eating habits. Eating clean, hard. I mean, very hard. But it doesn't have to be uh, all just, bland chicken and broccoli all day long. There are creative meals out there. There are all these different types of protein shakes you can make, muffins and cookies you can bake that are low in sugar, and you know uh, they're great for you. I mean, so and the third kind of opportunity slash issue that I found with Jake's Gym this week was the fact that you have all these different types of gyms out there. We have, regular like Venice Beach style gyms. Like Gold's Gym, 24 Hour Fitness, Planet Fitness, CrossFit, yoga studios, Pilates, dance and step classes, all those type of things. Um, and my issue is that you know uh, after traveling around the world, being in the military for almost 10 years, I found that there are different types of gym everywhere. Every military installation I've ever been on, there was a different type of gym, a different setup, and they all offered like different classes. Some would offer a yoga class, or like a biking class. But really, I've never seen a gym that kind of hits all the wickets. That incorporates having a dietitian on staff, maybe a massage therapist there. Uh, you know, hits that yoga, hits that CrossFit functional fitness areas. He really brings in something for everyone. So, um, the gap or the need, I would say, for my market or target area, which my target area I'll go over in a second, would just be to bring all those types of gym entities together under one roof. And I know, like, initially you would think, like, oh my God, this gym would have to be, massive. It would have to be like an acre wide to accommodate all these things. But really, I mean, a two-story gym with a few different types of classrooms upstairs, and 3 or 4 people on staff minimum, in a 24-hour building, which definitely the staff would have to work extended hours, early morning to early evening, and then there'd be a key card process, kind of like the 24-hour fitness franchise does now, to let them in, for those night shift workers and stuff. But so the target area, when I thought about the targeted people that I really wanted to hit with this project, it made me think of, obviously, I started with myself. Why do people need to go to the gym? Who are the people that need to work out? And when I say need, I'm thinking about, like, the people that it is required for them to be in a certain shape, a certain agility level. And the first thing that comes to mind are obviously military people, law enforcement, firefighters, EMS. Uh, we've all seen some that are out of shape, or obese, whatever, what have you. But that's probably due to being lazy or sedentary. It could be a health issue, but most of the time it's too much fork to mouth syndrome going on. So, and let's think, and I can speak for an example for myself. I work in military law enforcement, so you spend a lot of time waiting to react to something. You sit there all day, 12 hours a day is normally what the shift is, and firefighters are pretty comparable to that. So are EMS drivers, and you just sit there and wait for something bad to happen, and then all of a sudden you have to react, and you need to be ready to roll at a moment's notice, no matter what the situation is, whether it's a car crash, a DUI, whatever, what have you. But at some point in those jobs, your physical attributes are going to come into effect, and if you're overweight and uh, dragging behind, you can't even get out of your own way, it's going to affect your ability to do your job. I mean, that just is what it is. So those are the people that come to my mind when I think of need to work out, and in the target area that I'd like to reach. The second target area that I thought about, which kind of goes into the need slash really want circle, is recently I shared with the class that my wife recently had a baby, and I have never seen more drive from a woman than a lady who is postpartum with a pregnancy and a new baby. Nobody wants to get back into the gym faster, and my wife is testament to that. Uh, And I think that encompassing something in the gym, like I spoke about in week 2 form, where a new mother could get into the gym and place her child in a controlled environment, with padded walls, maybe plexiglass around it and padded floors and stuff, whether that child be in a car seat or a toddler or something like that. And you can set them up and she can comfortably get on a treadmill or a stairmaster or an elliptical, or work with some free weights, and she can still see her child, throughout the gym. I think bringing all those things under one roof, in geared towards my target area, would just, it would explode. Uh, Location is key. I know Dr. S asked about location, and I would definitely want to put my gym somewhere towards Wilmington, North Carolina. I just thought I'd throw that in there. So, to wrap it up, these techniques really helped me find the opportunity for Jake's Gym, due to the fact that, like I said, I've gone around and I've tried the 24-hour fitness. I've tried, little thing about 24-hour fitness is they don't like you to deadlift in those gyms, and they only put a certain amount of weight out there. So if you're a guy who, is lifting over 120-pound dumbbells, they don't carry them there. So you're going to have to find somewhere else. In a military gym, they go up to like 130s, 150s. So for those big bulky guys that are into that heavy lifting, it'll be there. But somewhere like Planet Fitness, they don't have that equipment. Not normally that I've seen. And then for my CrossFitter guys out there, for more functional fitness types, they want to go in there and do all these, handstand push-ups and kipping pull-ups, which in my opinion aren't real, but okay, I'll keep that to myself just to, not offend my target area. But bringing all those things under one roof is going to be imperative to my business model. So, just to recap, the 3 biggest things I plan on attacking are the time that the gym will be open, which is obviously 24/7. The gear, I would like to bring everything under one roof. Bodybuilding equipment, all my deadlift platforms, my benches, my squat racks, my functional fitness equipment for my CrossFitter types. I want to get a segregated area for my new mothers, where they can do cardio and lifting. And then I want to have my studios as well, which I don't believe I mentioned yet in the video, where my studios where you could have like, TRX or P90X classes and videos that play on a monitor, so you don't necessarily have to hire an instructor to do it. It just plays on a video screen and people can use them at their own leisure, and you just play them. Which is, they just recently installed one on our base here, and it's quite popular actually. You just go up, it's kind of like a digital karaoke machine. You hit the video you want to play and you go. And I think it'd be really a good use of a studio, slash classroom. So I guess that's all. Thanks again for watching my video, Dr. S, and take care and have a good day. Hi, everybody. It's Jake again. So I just want to talk a little bit more about some opportunities. While I was making the last video, I had an epiphany that I just wanted to expand on, that I actually talked about in this week's forum. So, and that epiphany was about the coaching that I mentioned in this week's forum. So I've already hit on, most of the problems and gaps that I've come up with as far as time, gear, and what gyms offer to people through my 2 ideation techniques. But I just want to talk about coaching for a second, because most of these gyms out there these days, okay, the ones that have coaching down pat are the CrossFit gyms. They normally have quite a few coaches, and they're out there, egging everybody on, helping them get the movements and all that stuff. And I think that's something that can be taken into other types of gyms, because I don't really see that at a lot of more traditional types of gyms, like not unless you're paying for it. And those are high dollar for those personal trainers that sit there, and sometimes I struggle with the, do they really tell people what they want to hear, or are they giving them the tough love, hard truth? And, that's what people need. We're talking about, people's health, for crying out loud. I mean, let's not tell them that they're looking better when they're actually getting bigger. They need that hard love. So, one of the things that I think that really would like sink the teeth into my target area and get them coming back is upon sitting down in their initial membership, as you sit down and you do a fit test with them, you get a body composition assessment. You figure out a body fat percentage. You let them know what it is. You ask them what their goals are. Don't impose your goals on them. That's the number one thing I see amongst my friends who hook up with each other and they try to go to the gym together. One guy, he's looking just to slim down and just get a little tone, and the next guy he just wants to look like John Cena or Ronnie Coleman. And just a shout out to Ronnie Coleman. He broke his back squatting 800 pounds, and that guy is a bodybuilding legend. And so, for all you ego lifters out there that might see this video, beware, okay? Don't work outside your comfort zone too quick. Bad things can happen to anybody. But I digress. Back to the issue at hand, really, though, is they pretty much throw you to the wolves. These guys they're all nice and happy and sweet to you when you come through the door, all smiles and chuckles, like, hey, come on in here, sign on the dotted line. Okay, there's the treadmills, there's the weights, and they just throw you to it. There's no real coaching. They don't really do anything for you. And, get in shape, in my opinion, it's, 80% what you're fueling your body with and 20% what you're doing in the gym. And, later on in the course, I'm sure I'll get into my dietitian plans and what I want to do with that part of the gym. I haven't really developed that part of my business plan yet. But as far as the coaching comes in, like you have the initial sit down with them, and then you're gonna have to come up with a plan of action and milestones. And every time they meet a marker, meet with them. And it doesn't have to be a long drawn out thing. I mean, you sit there, you sit down with them, and you're like, okay, let's say John comes in, sits down, and he's about 20 pounds overweight. He's, a 40-year-old guy. He's, just average dude. He's a mechanic. And, he's, on his feet all day, but, he's doing a lot of twisting and turning and working under cars, but he's not really, getting any type of, high heart rate activity going on. Normally eats, fast food for lunch. You could ask them to keep a food log for a week, look at it, and give them things that they could do to take out of their diet. Like I always tell my friends, like trimming down soda, huge empty calories there. Things like pretzels and stuff like that are just empty calories. Look for that stuff in your diet and take it out, and then replace it with something good. So just food for thought. This really hit me while I was making the last videos. Checking up with those people, making sure, putting them on that plan and being like, every time a different customer walks in, hey Bill, hey Claire, how you doing? That personality, that goes a long way with people. And once you sink them into that and, they realize they're making progress, I mean, they're going to keep coming back because you have given them the results that they initially walked through the door for. I mean, just showing them where the equipment is and how to use it isn't enough. You need to kind of bring in that interpersonal relationship with them and give them the tools that they need to succeed. Anybody can open up a building with a bunch of treadmills and weights in it and just let people in and let people out and charge them. But it's that little bit extra that's going to turn your gym from ordinary to extraordinary. All right, thanks for watching.